It has been a minute since we've been able to do a What's Up Wednesday, whether it be travel, whether it be class, whether it be TriggrCon. I have missed this, guys. I've missed checking in with you, and there's been a lot that we need to catch up on. So thank you very much for tuning in. This is our episode where we look at what's going on, our news, what's going on in the industry community. And if there was ever a time where we felt like there was an alternate upside-down universe where things were not as they seem, this would be the week. I know, it's just crazy. Now, I didn't really want to get into politics. I kind of wanted to do like firearms focused stuff, product focused stuff, new things, maybe some legal updates, but I didn't really ever want to get into politics. But this is just a story that we can't ignore. Tulsi Gabbard, yes, the Democrat presidential hopeful from the previous campaign, is now leaving the Democratic Party, calling it an elitist. I don't even know. And this is from LA Times, this is from Fox News. Tulsi Gabbard leaves Democratic Party. Now, here's the thing. I always like to watch the various presidential debates, especially when they're, trying to, determine their candidate and things like that, because then they all argue amongst each other and you kind of get to see where things shake out or whatever. And, there were some things about each candidate I liked and some things I didn't like, obviously, as probably most of you would agree. But here's the funny thing with Tulsi, specifically because we are a firearms-focused content. Check this out. This is her on the Tulsi Gabbard show.
Today's Democratic Party does not believe in our constitutionally protected right to bear arms. Now, our founders passed the Second Amendment out of a recognition that every one of us as Americans has a right to defend ourselves and our loved ones and to serve as a check on a tyrannical government seeking to take away our God-given freedoms.
Yeah, now that's all great and all, but let's be honest, like the modern rifle is what is equipping the modern militia, whether you agree, disagree, whatever.
Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47, said Beto O'Rourke at a debate when he was running for president. That's just one example of many that display this hatred for the Second Amendment by leading Democrats in this country.
Tulsi, you've been anti-gun in the past, like you specifically. Like, look at these tweets. These are from 17 and 18, but we need to take common sense gun reform. The stakes are too high. I've co-sponsored bills to close the gun show loophole, ban assault weapons, require background checks on anyone to seek purchasing a gun and more. We don't have to wait and pass legislation already supported like gun show loophole and a federal ban on military-style assault weapons. So Gabby, you're critical of beta, but yet you yourself have been in favor of a ban on military-style assault weapons. So again, a typical politician, they flip-flop all the time, but this is a really large profile flip-flop for our time. So now we have this, and here's the problem. She's even trying to scrub her website. So her campaign webpage included a section on gun safety legislation, blah, blah, blah. However, when you go there, it's no longer found. So it appears that they're trying to clean that up. But if you look at some of the other archive stuff from when she was a presidential hopeful, it would basically say that I have long called for reinstating a federal ban on military-style assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. So I'm a little struggling, but then this also came out. Now, maybe she has really changed her ways. I don't know. But now she posted herself this, where basically she's training for the tactical games. And I think the tactical games is cool. It's a great way to incorporate fitness and firearms, whatever. I would love to get more of the fitness side. But here she is using AR and with a high-capacity magazine. Those were her words previously. And she's using high-capacity magazine, pistol mags. I mean, at least she's shooting a 2011, so I got to give her props for a little bit for that. But now is the table really turned? Has she really flip-flopped? Maybe she truly does have a change of heart. Maybe she started shooting competitively and she really likes it and she realizes this. I don't know, guys. It's just really weird to me. And I don't know what to say about it because obviously politicians are just that. They're politicians. They're going to look out for what's best. Now, is she the typical politician where we've had other Democrats who have been anti-gun, but yet then we find out they own guns? Or maybe she is having a change of heart, or maybe she's trying to come over now. There's rumors whether she's going to join the Republican Party or an independent party or whatever. But here's my prediction, guys. Watch this. Let's just say if a certain presidential hopeful is running again in 2024, who may have previously been our president. I don't want to say that person's name because the algorithm seems to hate that name. But anyways, if you look at a previous presidential candidate who may have been a president, wouldn't it be kind of crazy to think he might be looking for a vice president candidate? Because last I heard, he didn't like his previous vice president. So now we have a female vice president candidate who's more in line with some of the core values, even though he's the guy that didn't really help us with the bump stock issue and made some stupid comments on firearms due process and things like that himself. So keep in mind, guys, all politicians are out for themselves. They are feathers from the same bird. Whether it's left wing, right wing, it is feathers from the same bird, okay? But you heard it here first. That's one of my predictions that's a headline that we might see develop. Reason why we've been a little busy is TriggerCon. And I got to tell you guys, please check out the playlist. We have videos dropping daily. I think we made 30 some videos of the various booths and cool stuff that we saw at TriggerCon. So please check out that playlist. I'll put a link in the description below. But they're short. We wanted to make them short so they're easily consumable and you can just kind of binge and go through them. But a lot of the cool stuff that was there really did impress me. And one of the highlights of my TriggerCon experience this year was I was, I guess you could say, the chairperson. I don't know, that's a self-assigned title for the Golden Trigger Awards. So I got to work with some really great media outlets on the panel. UN12, Recoil, Small Arms Review, Ava Flannel, AR15 News, DMG, I know I'm forgetting some, IMAV Studios, Recoil Magazine, you know, like literally some heavy hitters in the media industry. And I apologize if I forgot anybody, it's not intentional. But we as a panel got to select the Golden Trigger. Now, I kind of organized it. I was giving out score sheets and we kind of, you know, I led the meeting. We kind of talked about things. But ultimately, we were able to award 5 Golden Trigger Awards. And in hindsight, we should have had a 6th, and that would have been a suppressor category because there were so many cool suppressors at TriggerCon. All sorts of them, and that should have been its own category. But ultimately, we just decided to give them all a honorable mention, if you will, and then move on. Now, the Golden Trigger Awards, it was great to be able to meet with the various industry people and present them their award because there truly was some great innovation at the show. Real quick, just a quick rundown, and we will have a focused blog post, and we have other videos and stuff, but Rifle Speed with their adjustable gas control, their gas block system, which we actually already did a video on this, they won Best in Show. And I thought this really was an innovative product to the market, and the other panelists agreed that this was an incredibly innovative product that a lot of people are going to benefit from, especially when shooting suppressed, overgassed guns, whatever it might be. That's an absolutely amazing product, and I'm super happy that I was able to use them and do the video and stuff like that. And that had no sway on my vote. It just really was an innovative product because this, again, was a panel. But they did get Best in Show. Best accessory was Stern Defense on their rapid attach stock mechanism, which was really cool. It's like a 3-lug stock adapter, if you will, for ARs. We already put out our TriggerCon video on that. Again, check out that playlist down below. Phoenix Trinity with their linkless HTAC 2011 style 1911 double stack pistol won Most Innovative Handgun. Cobalt Kinetics won Most Innovative Rifle with their CK Pro line of AR-15 rifles. A lot of cool stuff going on under the hood. I really want to get one of their rifles in to play with and really kind of beat the snot out of and shoot because I really did like the gun nerd information that I was getting. And then last but certainly not least was the Most Innovative Optic, and that was the Holosun EPS line of optics. They have the EPS and the EPS carry. Super awesome. I'll have a video out on those here as soon as I get through all the TriggerCon stuff or whatever, but very, very impressed. So I thought that the award winners really did deserve that. So again, that was TriggerCon. You can check out our playlist, but it was a really fun experience for me. So I was kind of humbled and really, really liked it. Switching gears, we got a ton of new guns to talk about. Yes, the Glock Carbine is real. Now, this was first leaked via YouTube. Mr. Guns and Gear kind of broke this story, which is how I heard about it. And then these pictures were leaked. He decided to make a video. And it is legit. It is legit. This is a Glock Carbine. Now here's the other side of it. It does have kind of Glock-esque looking features, you know, as far as the bolt stop, the ambi controls, even the lines of it, I think really artistically play to Glock's image. Now, under the hood, we don't exactly know what's going on as far as gas regulation, bolt carrier, stuff like that. There are some various patents out from the European Patent Office that a lot of people have been monitoring, but It looks like we have a suppressor with a flash hider, a short M-lock rail that's kind of beefy and really well built, billet receiver set, and some Magpul furniture. Now their patents do kind of confirm stuff like this going on. This was from the European Patent Office, and it exactly matches the lines, the bolt catch. So this, of course, is real. It's been confirmed. Now here's the official statement from Glock. Glock is always in development of future products and technologies through the pursuit of perfection. The image shared is of a product developed for select solicitations and is not available for the general market at this time. So you're saying there's a chance. That's what I'm hoping. Just like with the 19X turning into the 45 and eventually being released, like, it would be really cool to see this. And obviously, if Glock knew the American market wanted this, would they bring it? Probably. Now, I think they're going to, and my prediction is we are going to see this sometime. Whether it's going to be next year, who knows? But this is going to be cool. Now, with some of these European military solicitations, it's a specific contract that they're trying to write. But again, just like with the 19X coming to life and then eventually coming to the market. So I think it's really cool. Now, a lot of people are saying big deal. It's another AR-15. Yeah, it is. And it's a great option. Like, it is a great time to be a rifle buyer right now, just like it's a great time to be a suppressor buyer. What is wrong with having another really great option on the market, especially one that is truly being made for military solicitation? So it is mil-spec, even though that term gets used. Arguably, the new cool guy term is duty grade, and I admit I'm guilty of using that term too. But anyways, the Glock Carbine is real, so we'll be cool to see what happens with that. I thought that was pretty awesome. Again, Mr. Guns and Gear did a more detailed video where he kind of dove into the patent stuff like that. I'll post a link down below. Other new guns, I'm excited to see this. Sig has some big news for this show, but the XFive is back. Now, I have a soft spot in my heart for the 226 in general. The 226 was one of my very first duty guns, and I love it. That was just a traditional DA SA 226. But a friend of mine and a shooting team captain that I was on when I was a sponsored 3-gun shooter, he shot the original German-made XFive. And there was just something always really, really special about that gun. It was a smooth shooter, it was accurate, but it was tough to get. It was made in Germany, there was limited numbers, they were expensive. So it was just one of those things that I always had an admiration for it. It was just a cool gun. But then I went into the 2011 world. Well, a lot of people wondered if SIG was ever going to come out with a double stack 1911 or 2011 style gun. But then the 320 kind of grew, and then a lot of their competitive shooters just kind of naturally gravitated towards that. And then we have the XFive and the AXG, and there's some really cool SIG guns. But now they've brought back the XFive. But not only have they brought it back, but they brought it back and they modernized it. So they have the classic version here with the Cocobolo grips, the classic look. Like, it looks like an XFive at first glance. It pays homage really well to the traditional XFive, but they've modernized it. So it has an optics-ready plate, Picatinny rail. Again, I really like what they are doing with this gun to kind of bring it back, and it's American made, so it's going to be available and it's going to be more reasonably priced. So again, I really like the look of this handgun. Now, if you want something maybe a little bit more modern, well, boom. Now you've got this guy. It has a black grip, otherwise it's pretty much the same, and it is just more of a modern versus the classic, if you will. And I gotta say, the grips on this, it looks very elegant. I bet you it feels really good. SIG always does have really good ergonomics, mag reliability, cycling reliability. This does have the external extractor. Like, there's just a lot going on with the XFive. Plus, again, it's optics ready, and they are incorporating some of the technologies and things that they've learned with the 320 to make the modularity for the optics on this. So it's not like they're even reinventing the wheel and having a whole new system. But I really, it's going to be really tough for me not to buy one if I get the chance, because limited budget, like, believe it or not, I'm not rich. You know, I don't make millions of dollars being a YouTuber, and I'm not cool enough to be on SIG's radar to get free guns. So this is going to be a tough struggle for me. I'm already going to be buying a Spear, which I think is a really cool rifle. But yeah, I got to admit, it's going to be really tough for me not to buy this gun. It looks really sharp, and I bet you it shoots really good too. Like, really cool for SIG. Now, speaking of SIGs and the 320s, they got a couple of military contracts since we've spoken last. The Canadians are actually purchasing, they're calling it the C-22, which is a SIG Sauer P320. And they're going to be outfitting it for their armed services. I don't know a ton about the military of Canada, but it's their Air Force, Navy, and military police, including the Army as well, mid-2023, and it's going to be about 7,000 pistols. The contract will include pistols, holsters, spare parts, things like that, about 7,000 pistols in addition 9,500 support requirements, 7.6 million US dollars. And it's, again, a battle-proven design and use with multiple militaries around the world. So, you know, just don't drop it. I'm just kidding. Maybe that's why they don't send me guns. Maybe that's why. That's an old joke. I'm sorry. I mean it with love, and I know you fixed it, but I'm sorry. Anyways, speaking of SIG military contracts, they also are going to the land down under. That's right, the Australian Land 159 Lethality Systems Program is also picking this up. Now, I first learned about this from Soldier Systems Daily, and this was pictures from them, but it's a 320 with a Romeo 2 and a light, again, in flat dark earth, because that's the cool new color that everything has to be. And here's the other side. Again, it looks like a very capable handgun. And then here is a photo from the Australian Defence Force, kind of showing it all stepped up. Now, I do have a Romeo 2 that I got in a little bit ago, and I threw it on my 320 AXG, and I have to say that optic is impressing me. It has everything that you need in the box. You can enclose the emitter. Now, it's not a sealed emitter, so to speak, or it doesn't seal it, I should say, but it adds for that ruggedization. But there's just a lot of really cool things going on, and I think that is going to be a winner optic for SIG. In my opinion, it's the best SIG optic I have seen to date in the pistol market space for them. So I really like that they are moving forward with that, and the Australian forces are going forward with that as well. Now, the other thing that they did is they are also getting an MCX contract for this little guy. It's a 300 blackout. They're going to be doing optics. Now, that's the one cool thing with SIG, is that SIG is a one-stop shop. They have the firearms, they have the suppressors, they have the optics, they have ammunition. Like, if you want to get it all in one stop, SIG is definitely smart from a sales and marketing and a supply logistics point of view. But I can't wait to get my Spear in. I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a really nice rifle. And the rumor is I might even have another cool Spear to compare it to, but got to be careful on that because it's an incredibly rare opportunity. So I am very thankful for that potential. Now let's talk a little bit about legalities. Unfortunately, not a ton of good news. Remember when I looped back to that bump stock thing earlier? And I don't care how you feel on bump stocks. I don't even own any. It's just not really my thing. Not that I'm for or against. And he does a really good job, but sometimes he gets a little deep into the weeds. So I try to have a more condensed version for you guys, but he's a good resource. If you're looking to get more into the weeds on some of the legal stuff, I would recommend his channel, and I'm happy to give him a shout out. So that is it for this week of What's Up Wednesday. Hope you guys like the show. Leave a comment down below. What do you think? And do you like the TriggrCon coverage, or do you have any requests or anything like that? Always feel free to leave comments. If you guys have any questions about this or anything firearms related, guys, please send us an email to the QA@gunsandtactics.com. That is our email. And at the end of the month, we have our live show. It is the last Monday of every month, 2 p.m. Central, where we go live. We answer your questions. We give away prizes. We do all sorts of cool stuff. But I want to help you guys out. We answer questions. We have a good live interaction. Plus, we give away stuff, like I said. Oh, and I did get new patches in too, by the way. Give me one sec. Where are they? For TriggrCon, like I said. And I'm really excited. So I'll be giving some of these away for regular viewers. But they are the Guns and Tactics, not for operators who operate operationally, as well as the Internet Range Safety Officer ones. So super excited to have some more swag. I did hand out a bunch at TriggrCon. Speaking of, I do have to give a shout out to a few fans who were kind enough to reach out to me at TriggrCon when I was down in Kansas and say, hey, give me a nice welcome to Kansas. They said hello, good, warm, hearty handshake. We got to take some pictures, got to hand out some swags. That really meant a lot to me, guys. You know who you are. There was a few of you, and it really meant a lot to me. I'm not that cool. I don't think I have a fan club or anything like that, but the fact that you guys took time out of your day to come find me really did mean a lot to me, and I really did appreciate it, and that was probably the personal highlight of my trip, is always to meet you guys, because I'm just looking at a camera right now. I don't know what you guys are doing. I mean, some of you are pooping right now, let's be honest, so I don't want to see that, but I do really appreciate when you guys do reach out, whether it's at an event or send an email or a message or whatever. So thank you very much for that. If you guys want to support the channel, best way is through our Patreon network. We generally do appreciate it. As that grows, there will be more benefits. Thank you guys very much for watching, and have a great day.